Hi everyone, welcome back to Rich's Garage. I just wanted to give an update on the 71 Charger. So a couple things here. I pretty much was just putting stuff together that you've probably seen already. So let me just give you a little quick look here. I haven't glued the wheels on. They're not even glued together. I'm going to take them apart again. I just wanted to fit them. But so I'll show you some stuff and talk about a couple things I found that maybe can help someone else. So there's the front clip of this. Now, one thing that I found, I put this together after I painted it, as far as the K-member and the suspension. I painted them individually and then I put it together. And I believe I had a slight twist that I really didn't notice in it until I put the engine in, and the engine was sitting on an angle when I got it to sit on the motor mounts in there. So if I was to build this kit again, I might entertain putting this together and painting it as one. This way I can make sure it was perfectly square. It's really a slight thing, but just to, if you're looking to build a show car or something like that, you really want it dead on, then that's something you might want to do ahead of time. The spindles aren't even glued in. They fit snug in there. I didn't have to glue them. So if I want, I can position this with the front wheels turned. And the one way I kind of noticed it when I put it in the car, I had test fitted in the body to get the this front header panel to be square. It's a little bit off if you look close at the level cross member. So that's why I think there's a little twist in here, but it's slight. I just wanted to give you a heads up on that in case you're putting this together. The other thing, I accidentally, I should say thanks to my wife, came across a product that really I like. I think I'm going to do more of. So let me show you what the application was. The exhaust from the downpipe from the manifold back to here is actually a little bit of a bend right across the cross member. So it has a springy type effect. And I had painted everything. I didn't want to, go with the instant cement or something that was brittle. What I used, put this down, was this Aleene's contact cement. It's basically a rubber contact cement, but it's clear. And take this off. It has a very small nozzle, so you can really get a small drop. You just have to watch the little spider webs, as with any rubber-based contact cement. So you let it, put a little on each side, let it tack up for I guess it's 5 minutes, I think. I forgot 2 minutes, and then set it, and then it takes 24 hours to fully cure. So it really worked out well because all the parts were painted. So all I did was, even putting the front subassembly on, this is done with that contact cement, and it holds really well. Really happy with it. Like I said, just a little drop, and it held well. So I was able to do the header, let it dry, and then press down and just put a little can of paint on the mufflers to add weight to keep it down. And it dried up nice. Didn't have to worry about the paint smearing and all that. So if you have paint on paint, that's certainly an option to go ahead and use that. My wife had picked this up for me she had a little glass knick-knack on the above the sink, and it cracked, and she bought this and said, will this work? And it worked well on that, so I said, let me give it a try. So that's how I put the front suspension and the exhaust in. I drilled out the exhaust tips, put a little black in there. I got the shocks. The shocks don't actually reach the holes. Can't quite see them here. There's a little peg on them. They should come into here. They're a little short of that, but you're never going to see it. So if you look really, really close, if you really want to get in there, you can see a little air. So again, if you're doing a show car or something like that, then maybe you care about that, but I don't. The drive shaft, this is another one of those little fitment things that I had to cut off the locating pins that are in the drive shaft to get into the transmission and a little bit into the diff because it was too long. I guess if I had fit this somehow a different way, I would have sanded a little bit more off of the tail shaft of the transmission, but I don't know how you would have known that ahead of time, to be honest with you. So right now this is just a press fit in here. I don't even have to glue it. It's not going anywhere. So that's where this is. Another thing I want to just quickly talk about, and I'm going to do, I think, a separate video on it just to so I can go into more detail on it, but these are the door panels. I used a little bit of bare metal foil, and the rest I used silver leaf on, and I'm going to make a video showing those two just to compare and contrast, just so you can see. Like I said, I'll go into a little bit more depth of how that all came about and you know, some of the results. So that's the Charger. I should probably saw from my video before, I'm getting in on the Tom Daniels build, so my goal is to get this car and the Tom Daniels finished by the end of the year, and then I'm looking to get into doing a trailer for the Peterbilt that I did. So we'll see. That's the preliminary plans right now. I still have to prime the body and sand it, so I'm thinking is when I get the looking at priming the Tom Daniels kit and the body of this Charger maybe at the same time. I still have to do the work on the hood to get that to fit a little bit better, but there you go. Like I said, I'll do one more video probably in a couple days just showing the silver leaf versus the bare metal foil, and then that'll be that. Alright, so talk to you soon. Bye.